Weather in general today for the lower 48. This is what it's looking like, folks. This is the NAM 12K M near surface reflectivity map, courtesy of Tropical Tidbits. This is good for the next 3.5 days. You can see this moisture pulling up from Invest 91L into these areas. And the main story during this time, of course, is regarding the tropical Gulf of Mexico moisture. It's interacting with an upper level low moving into the southern plains. Now, heavy to excessive rainfall is likely across southeast Texas and into the lower Mississippi Valley today, with a high risk for flash flooding, where as much as 4 to 7 plus inches of rain is in the forecast from extreme southeast Texas into southwest Louisiana. Now, this rain should shift into the central Gulf Coast states tomorrow with a slight to moderate risk for flash flooding. The threat's going to continue into the medium range, I should say, as well as the moisture spreading to the southeast and the southern Appalachians. Now, the upper level energy will also bring scattered convection with the potential for severe weather and locally heavy to excessive rainfall across parts of eastern Texas into Oklahoma by tomorrow. Elsewhere, we got a cold front. It's dropping into the Ohio Valley. It's going to be a focus for heavy rain and severe weather today. I'll show you that in the severe weather in just a few moments. It's looking like we do have that risk of severe weather for portions of the lower Ohio Valley right on into the Carolinas today. Where I live, it's looking like we have a chance of severe weather many days coming up later in the afternoons, and I'll show you that in a moment. Out west, we've got showers and thunderstorms. They're likely along and ahead of a cold front as it crosses the northwest tomorrow, with more of a slight risk for severe weather from central Montana into eastern Idaho and far northwest Wyoming. Now, ahead of this, the temperatures across the northern plains are going to be warm. Now, they should be anywhere maybe 10 to 20 degrees above average for today and tomorrow. And much of the northwest U.S. should cool off significantly by the end of the week as this upper level low moves inland. Now, as we take a look at the severe weather today that may break out, this is the categorical outlook. As you can see what's going on, and it's showing us now we have isolated severe storms that are possible from the Carolinas across the southern Appalachians into the Midwest this afternoon into early evening. Now, a few of these storms can be strong. They also can be noted into the southern and central plains region, as well as the northwest Gulf. Now, hail and wind are looking like the main threats at this time. Hail and wind. Now, a weak mid-level height falls are forecast to spread across the southern Great Lakes into the Delmarva region by late afternoon ahead of a northern stream shortwave trough. Now, that's going to move off the middle Atlantic coast. Now, this feature appears to be influencing deep convection across the upper Midwest region all the way from Wisconsin to Iowa early this morning. Now, latest thinking is scattered convection is going to be ongoing at the beginning of the period ahead of a shortwave across the Ohio Valley. Now, the leftover convection debris structures will likely prove instrumental in renewed development later in the afternoon downstream into the lee of the Appalachians. Weak low-level flow is expected across the severe risk area, but a weak cold front settling into northern Illinois, Missouri, Indiana, those areas, it should help focus late afternoon convection, especially given the expected low-level heat plume that should extend across Kansas into northern Missouri. Now, this should avoid buoyancy for potentially robust convection despite the relatively weak flow aloft. So, this is what it's looking like, folks. We'll check the tornado outlook and see what the chances are there. We have a 2% down around Texas and Louisiana. Of course, you know, when you have all this severe weather coming up your way as you're having right now, there's always that chance for a tornado. Keep that in mind. From the Texas Gulf Coast over to Louisiana, right up in these areas here. Also, from Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, eastern Tennessee, from the Piedmont to the western sections of North Carolina, of course the Appalachians right up here in Virginia, between West Virginia, and North Carolina, and portions of South Carolina. There is that chance later this evening that you could have a tornado. Here's the wind outlook right quick. 15% all the way from Missouri over to the Carolinas and portions of Virginia, Indiana, Illinois. You see where it's yellow here, 5% in all the rest of the places. And so far as the hail goes, 15% in the very same areas. This is where the most of the convection, if you're going to have some severe weather pop up this afternoon into the evening, is going to happen where it's yellow, 5% down in here, all the way from the Texas Panhandle, Oklahoma Panhandle, over into parts of New Mexico and Colorado, Kansas, all the way across to the coast. Wherever it's brown, you have a 5% chance of hail. And that's a check of the lower 48 weather in general with the severe weather forecast for you today. Everyone, please have a good day, a safe day, and a blessed day. I love you all. Please be safe. If you have any kind of severe weather, whether it be flooding, whether it be a severe storm, whether it be a severe storm that possibly could turn into a tornado, please be aware of what's going on around you. Watch your skies today and be safe. If you have a safe place, you see this stuff coming, please go to it. And if you're in these flooding areas, do not wait until you've got the water coming up in your yard to get out, because it's too late then. If it starts to flood in any areas you live in, keep abreast of what your local forecasts are telling you and do what you need to do to stay safe, okay? I love you all. Peace, love, and kindness to each of you. Thank you so much for watching.